three-point shot.
It's no good. Powering shot, baby.
Takes it to the house.
The following is a production of the Rough Rider broadcast team, a presentation of Watlington and Shires Productions. NetSN and Azalea Orthopedics brings you Northeast Texas Sports, the 2024 season. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Farmers State Bank pregame report here on NetSN. We're at the regional tennis meet, and here on the pregame program, we'll hear a little quick health update. We'll have our Ford Center Motor Company player talk and coach talk with JBA, and our Ray Jones Chevrolet keys to the game as we get ready for Jalen Postel's first round singles. And now, it's the counselor, Stephen Shires.
Serving our communities for over a century, Farmers State Bank continues to meet the financial needs of East and Central Texas. With roots that run deep, Farmers State Bank serves as a source of financial strength to meet the needs of our neighbors. From a comprehensive range of financial products to individual service, we remain dedicated to being a true community bank. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams.
Good Saturday morning, everybody. It's the counselor, Stephen Shires, up in the blimp, and we are here. We are back in Bryan, Texas, as we the semifinal round, where we have both our doubles team and our singles player are still alive and battling. They have just taken the court, and we're in the early part. This is the Farmers State Bank pregame segment where we're going to go to Chris Wallington to kind of give us for all of you that weren't able to listen yesterday, give us a kind of an update of how we got here, what's going on, who we're playing, and then we'll get right to it. So take it away, Chris Wallington.
Thank you very much, Counselor. Yeah, but really good day yesterday. The round one matches they didn't look like regional matches, but our girls drew players that were, are developing, and we're happy to be at regional, and I think that probably they had reached their goals. And so they were almost awkward games in that the center players were clearly overmatching their opponents. And then the round two games, well, they were more fun to watch. Although Jalen, her score was almost identical. She won her first round 6-1, 6-2, 6-1. She won her second round 6-1, 6-2. But that was a much more worthy opponent and a much better match, even though the scores were different. The ladies on the doubles team, Sayre and Reese, they had some difficulty in round two. They dropped the first two games, and then the rest of the set, they won 6 out of the next 7 to win 6-3. But it deuce and long points and momentum back and forth, very close. But after they won that first set, it broke the backs of their opponents from Gatesville, and they won the next set of love. So 6-3, 6-0 to get back to the semifinals. That's what happened yesterday, Mr. Shires.
All right.
By the way, have we already heard from Farmers State Bank?
Well, yes, we have.
That's awesome. Good deal. All right. Well, then I'll keep on going.
As today, we have our Hope Medical injury report. I'm assuming everybody is full strength. You never know some of these things.
It's not only full strength, but good news. All 3 girls took the tennis much more seriously than the trip, and they went to bed early, they ate well, they took care of themselves, and they reported feeling better this morning than they did yesterday morning. So you never get a Hope Medical injury report that positive, where it's usually that you get no injuries, but rarely do you have people have them say, oh, we feel great.
Right.
So that's good. All right, now let's move to today. Both center girls are. Oh, by the way it works, there are 4 competitors left in boys doubles and singles, girls doubles and singles, and mixed doubles. So what's going on right now in the first round of the day, everybody is playing except for mixed doubles. All contestants are on the different courts here at Earl Rudder High School in Bryan, Texas. Center girls are on courts 3 and 4, so we're able to monitor both games. We're going to focus on the doubles game,
at least for now.
because of the history. They have some history with this team from Burnett. Alyssa Van Zant and I believe the first name is I'm away from my paper, but it's Tatum Van Zant and Alyssa Salinas, yes. Van Zant and Salinas. These two are seniors, just like Reese and Sayre are. And each of their last 3 years, they've gotten to regionals and been eliminated by these 2 girls from Burnett. When they were freshmen, they were eliminated in round 1. Then sophomore, round 2. Burnett went on to round 3. Last year, Burnett went to state by eliminating Sayre and Reese in this round. So to say that this is the match of their career is absolutely no exaggeration. Yeah, no, none at all. I mean, it's everybody's match if you've never been to state. This is the one. You want to get to the semifinals and win. If you don't win, it's very unlikely that you will get to state. It's possible with the playback system. We'll talk about that later. But they really want to win this one. But more so than most, it's the same 2 girls. So they came out, and the game is now underway. And the very first rattle out of the bag, Burnett broke center. And they held serve, so went up 2-love. And then broke Sayre. So both Reese and Sayre loose serve. In the 4th game, center breaks back, so it's 3-1. But they break again. So it's right now center is down 1-4, and Burnett is serving. It's the first girl that served, and boy, she has a rocket serve. That's Van Zant is probably the best server of the 4. So in the first set, the doubles down 4-1. Next door, I had kind of moved away to do all my talking without interrupting anybody and all this history business. But things are going a little better for Jalen, at least when I left. The Burnett girls are a good team, just like that's their scouting report. Is they're very good and very thorough. The opponent that our girl Jalen Postel is playing is from the school Taylor, home of the Fighting Ducks. Both of the girls left in the tournament are from Taylor. The number 1 seed is the defending champion. Jalen is playing the number 2 seed from Taylor. And right now, can't really tell. It was 2-1 when we began this switch over. Jalen is leading, so things are going better there. Her opponent is a backboard, Shire. She is consistent. She doesn't hit hard, but she hits accurately, and she's quick enough and athletic enough to get to the shots and just makes you hit yet another.
Right, one of those people where you got to win every point. You got to win it 2 or 3 times.
That's right. That's right. Well said. So that's the way it stands now. I believe Jalen is leading. She was like a game ahead at the last changeover, and I have not been watching since then. But we will very shortly be going to play-by-play, and I'll be calling the double more carefully. Center just won a point, and all of those points are going to be important, obviously. So let's take a quick break here from the report. Let's hear from B3 Car Wash and from Farmer State Bank, and then we'll wrap it up and go to the play-by-play pretty quickly here, Mr. Shires.
All righty, we'll do it.
That is before. B3, that's the name. What does that name mean to you? B3 Oregon, dude. It's the sound of the 60s. B3 is the only thing that is before B4. It's a vitamin, good for the teeth and bones. None of the above. It's B3 Car Wash right there on Tenha Highway. You can do it yourself or you can drive through. It's B3 Car Wash.
Serving our communities for over a century, Farmers State Bank continues to meet the financial needs of East and Central Texas. With roots that run deep, Farmers State Bank serves as a source of financial strength to meet the needs of our neighbors. From a comprehensive range of financial products to individual service, we remain dedicated to being a true community bank. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams.
All right, welcome back. We have a score change. Not good for the Riders. Salinas Van Zandt up 5-love, not 4-1. And so.
And Jalen's down now. She lost both of those.
And so, and Postel, what's the game count in Postel?
Postel is now lost both of her last two and is now down 3-4. She was up 3-2, now down 3-4. And Center's doubles team has lost the first set in straight games. 0-6. And so we're already to the second set as we begin, but that's probably best. Just go ahead and start now with as a new match. And we will pay attention to them almost exclusively to see if they can get back in this. And Jalen has her work cut out for her because they're about that way. Both games are now at break as they switched over at about the same time. Jalen is about to begin serve to try and even her set at 4. I really think Jalen is, if she will just settle into her game, she is, a half step ahead of her opponent, but the opponent's just so consistent. It makes it hard, hard to gain anything. She's not going to get anything. How did you put it, Shires? I think you put it exactly right. You have to win every point at least twice.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's the thing that's, you get those players like that. When on the professional level, you think of Rafael Nadal, right? I mean, you have to. That is extremely frustrating. You hit a good shot and he gets it back.
Well, she just won a point, Jalen did, as Reese and Sayer down a set already. Haven't won a game yet, and they've not played well. It's, they talked about in their pregame interviews and discussions about not letting the moment get in their head. They played like the moment was in their head, and that's coach's job. The Brent coach has a habit of sitting on the court, which is something coaches can do, but very, very, very few coaches actually do. Brent does that, and it drives the center parents batty. So coach is actually on the court himself. Since he has everybody that he brought is on the same court. He's just there taking turns watching one or the other. Long rally. Since we've been talking, this is the third point's going on for Jalen. Has a chance to pass, can't quite get by, and just a really good point by Juliana. He went up to the net and managed to get her racket on the passing shot from Postel. And like you said, made Jalen win the point, and she couldn't do it a third time, and the point goes to Juliana of Taylor.
So what is
Not really sure.
what's the game count in that one now? Is it
And the game count is Jalen is down 3-4, and she's serving. Meanwhile, the doubles game is going again, and center wins the first point. Something they needed to do is Sayre is serving for the Lady Riders. Yesterday, they dropped the first two games before they kicked it into gear. Today, they've dropped the first set. We'll see if they can kick it into gear.
so, folks? What we're doing on our scoreboard, on the big scoreboard, we're going to have Hall and Cockrell, and then we're putting the set count down in the smaller section. And I've converted where we had the set counts yesterday. I've got that with Postel and Gonzalez there, so that way we could try to keep everybody updated on both as we go along.
I believe Postel dropped the fifth game. I'm paying attention more to doubles, but there was a break in the action. I think Postel is now down 3-5. Wouldn't swear to it, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happened. Big serve from Sayre, bigger return from Alyssa, and now they've squared up. Oh, very close. Sayre put a hard shot right down the tee and split the two ladies, and it was just about 3 inches too hard. It was the right play, right shot, and just didn't work. And that's going to bring us back to
15-all.
Now they're serving to the ad court, so it's either 15-30 or 30-15. Let's be positive and say it's 30-15. On the other court, Jalen just won a point, trying to break her way back into the set. Sayre gets a good serve for the backhand of Van Zant. Van Zant's backhand return sails deep, so it is now either 30-30 or 40-15 Shires in the first game of the second set. Good serve, beautiful return, but dude, I'm going to have to do this in past tense. The return of serve was a rocket, and by the way, it's now advantage center. It's 40-30. Rocket return backhand, but Reese stepped over and put it right in the alley, and Burnett had no chance. So serving for the game, the first one hits the net and goes deep. Jalen splits, by the way, on her side. So the game count is 5. Wait a minute. I'm not really sure what's happened. I think it's 5-4. Jalen is trailing. Meanwhile, over here on the double side, both teams at the net trading shots back and forth, literally. All four players inside the service line, 3 shots, and the winning shot goes to Burnett. That was the chance to win the game outright. Now it's deuce. Sayre is serving deuce. Next door, Jalen is serving, and I think, even though they didn't adjust the scoreboard, I think Jalen is trying to hold serve to even the set at 5. Here comes the deuce serve to Burnett. It's a good return. Sayre returns her serve, return. Sayre's next shot is a good one, but Van Zant steps in front of it and makes them pay, and that's just well done. So now serving to Van Zant, down, big backhand from Van Zant. Sayre gets it back, backhand cross to Sayre, and too much. And they are doing that. They're not able to control their forehands and backhands because you have that unsurety, that hesitation plus adrenaline, and you don't you tend not to get enough top spin on your shot. So she hoisted her backhand long, and even though they had a good chance to get on the board, Burnett breaks again. So it's down 0-1, and Burnett now that they're taking a break between games. And I'm looking now at Jalen, who is serving, has a much better serve than her opponent, but her opponent just gets it back. Slice returns, cut returns. It's Jalen gets to go up to the net, has a chance to put it away, but can't. She can't put it away, and Juliana gets it back. It's a lob, and Jalen has to move back for it and tries to put it away, but goes too long. So now Jalen, while the doubles are at break, is serving to the deuce court. First serve is in. A little cut serve that just barely goes over the net, but Jalen doesn't have any place to put it. Doesn't have an offensive play, but she makes a beautiful lob and requires Juliana from Taylor to go running with her back to the net. Tries to do one of those shots over your head. Can't do it. Really, really good defensive lob from Jalen to win that point. And while the doubles team is struggling down a set and down a game and about to receive service from, I think that's Alyssa Salinas, our singles player is trying to even her first set at 5. A long exchange where most of the offense is coming from center, most of the defense coming from Taylor. Across court from Taylor, Jalen gets there. They're continuing it back and forth. Good forehand from Jalen. And they're still going. Just defensive backboard play from the Taylor girl. A little cut shot. Jalen's coming up to the net now. And the passing attempt is no good. Or is it? I thought it was out, but Jalen clapped her hand with the racket. That usually is a sign for a good shot. So it looks like Taylor's, Miss Juliana from Taylor, had a passing shot that, although it didn't have much pace, worked. Meanwhile, first point goes to the doubles team, and we are now in the middle of a rally. But as Sayre, her return of service barely went over the net and set up as an easy kill for Burnett, and they are tied the game at 15-all. Salinas is the player from Burnett serving now to Reese. Good serve. Reese gets it back. Reese to Salinas, back to Reese, back to Salinas. Back to Reese, back to Salinas. And then, oh, man, Salinas said, I think I'll try the alley, and went right by Sayre. Perfect shot. Really good.
Yeah, but, you know, if a team can hit that on a regular basis, you just tip your hat to them and say, congratulations. Because,
that's right.
I mean, that's
right. Nothing you can do.
You know.
First serve to Sayre long. Jalen, meanwhile, wins another long rally. Second serve to the forehand, and Sayre does not get set. She swings at it, and it's not a difficult forehand, but she puts it in the net. And they're going to have to, Jalen with a blistering shot, offensive shot. Cross-court winner to Juliana from Taylor, and Jalen wins the first set. Jalen wins the first set. That's big news. But Reese is, beautiful shot from Sayre Hall. Reese back and forth with Salinas.
So did she win 6-4?
Yes, she wins at 6-4 in the first set over there. And Sayre made a really good aggressive step up to the net and made the poor net player from Burnett pay for being up there. Just put it right into her thigh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you do that. That was my favorite thing to do, is hit the opponent up front, and then, you know, and you look at him and go, blame your partner.
And it rattled him just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because double fault, And now they're serving to the deuce side, so I'm going to
It's
deuce.
just a deuce game. It should be deuce.
It is. Oh, Reese's return is heading back to Salinas. Van Zant steps in front of it, but it does not make a particularly offensive play, just gets it back. But Reese puts the return in the net. And good serve, and Sarah and Reese are having a good time. Sarah just knocked her return long and deep, but they seem to be having a good time. I mean, they're obviously not happy, but they're not. I mean, I would be freaking out, and they're just not. They're talking, they're smiling, and they're keeping a good attitude, but they're down 0-2. They have lost 8 consecutive games. Meanwhile, Jalen is
Sounds like she's
going to be receiving serve.
Yeah.
She stayed ahead most of the match, lost to go down 3-4, but then won the next 3 games. The doubles team's just not hitting on all cylinders. Their shots are a little bit too low or a little bit too high. And a part of that's because the Burnett team has done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And they're playing aggressive and they're not making mistakes. But
sounds
even
like they've got really
sometimes,
strong serves too.
right. Even when the center girls have a chance to kind of square up and hit just a good forehand, sometimes that doesn't happen. In the next game, Reese serves back to her, back to Reese, and Van Zant steps in front of it, drops the shot. By the time Reese gets there, it's already bounced twice. So down. Love 40. The first serve, limps over the net, so she'll get to do her first serve again. Leon is sitting watching it, and he's had some good visits with him, but just doesn't seem to be able to find whatever it is that they need to find. Reese's second serve is good. Oh, and just hammers the second shot, the return of the return, and Burnett can't possibly control that one. So it's 15-40. Now back and forth. Oh, my goodness. A little luck never hurts either, does it, Burnett? Reese and Salinas returning forehands, and the third forehand from Burnett hits the tape and creeps over. Just nothing you can do. A little bit of luck never helps, never hurts. So it's 3-love in the doubles game, and looking bad for the doubles team.
Of course, it's never over till it's over.
That's correct.
And they just got to get, but they've got to stop the bleeding.
They do,
and pick up a game here, especially in and they can't get broken again, right? I mean,
no. That's absolutely. They're going to have to. They can't get broken again, and they have to break. Over on the single side, which as they switch courts on the double side, Jalen is still playing. Her opponent's second serve is real light, and she gives her a second serve, and Jalen makes her pay. The aggressiveness and confidence, Jalen obviously has it now. If she's able to beat this Taylor girl, and it's from Taylor. The name's not Taylor. It's just so confusing. It's Juliana Gonzalez from Taylor, not Juliana Taylor from Gonzalez. If she's able to beat her, then almost certainly she will face the number 1 seed from Taylor in the championship game, the defending champion, the sophomore from Taylor, one of the better tennis players in the state. But back and forth, and a very unusual error from the Taylor girl. Just hit it too far. And I'm going to check her score before we go back to the doubles game, which is they have begun. And Jalen wins the first game over there. All right, already dropped a point in the doubles game. Sarah goes up with she's running to the ball, hits her backhand into the net. Her momentum carried her right into the net. The kind of shot that we saw them make, Brett and I, over and over yesterday against the girls from Gatesville. It's just not happening this morning. Van Zant serving 30 love to Reese. First serve, no good. Here comes the second serve. No, Reese, the return, she frames it. It was just a second serve, and Reese misses the return, and they hit it over into the other court. Just not happening for them today, and that's so frustrating. This is a doubles team that's been together since their freshman year, and they've won tournaments. They've had lots of success, but they get here to wherever they meet the Burnett doubles team, and they just don't play their best game. It's already love 4 in the second set, with Sayre serving for, the last hopes for center here on this service game. Need to at least win one.
What is the count? The set count?
It's 0-4 in the second set. Sayre's serve is great. The return is great. The up man, that's Van Zant, hits a good one to Reese. Reese back to Van Zant, and then Van Zant to Reese, and that's where it breaks down. Good point. Just a step better by the girls in green.
So what does that make the score in the game?
It is 0-4 second set, down 0-6 in the first set.
No, I understand. What's the count in the game? The game score.
It is love 15 for center.
Okay.
Nice play there. This is the first time they played like a team. As they even it up at 15 all. Sayre serves to Van Zant, stretches her, and Reese steps over and gets ready, because when you're trying to return service and you can't see the court, the odds of something good happening are great. So Reese stepped up, put it away, 15 all. First serve hits the tape, but lands in, so she'll get her first serve again. Sayre was struggling in first round with the service, but she found it in the second round, Shires. She was the best of all 4 servers down the stretch. First serve goes in, nice return. Back to Sayre, back to Salinas, back to Sayre, back. It's step forward. Now it's the up people, trade the shots. Reese wanted to put it by her, hit it too hard, not enough topspin, and gosh, it hits the fence. They played the point like they were supposed to. The strategy was there, but the strokes have not been. And I know it's killing all of them, especially Coach, who is seeing some of his best students over the last 4 years just not doing what they have worked on for so long to not do. Here goes the point. Sayre to Van Zant, back to Sayre. They move up. Van Zant with the drop shot. Sayre gets there, but all she can do is get it over the net, and Van Zant makes them pay for that too. So best I can tell, Shires, it's 15-40, double break point for Burnett to go up, and looking like they may be able to serve for the match. Sayre serve hits the corner. Good serve. They get it back. Big kill opportunity for Reese, and she puts it away. Puts it away. That was set up by a really good serve that caused a lackluster return, and then Reese and Sayre did what they're supposed to do. And they're still in it, still facing a break point, 30-40. Serving to Van Zant. The Burnett girls in green T-shirts and black shorts. Van Zant to Hall. Van Zant to Hall. Hall into the net. Her backhand just short shrifted it, and it's double check the score from where I'm sitting to get a better shot of the action. I can't really see the scoreboard. I'm going to make sure that it's what I think it is at 05. I would really like it if I had that wrong and it was 03, but I'm going to double check, Shire. All right, it is 05. Gives us a chance to hear from some sponsors. So let's hear from some of our tennis sponsors that have been kind enough to bring us this. Remember, Sabine State Bank brings us this tournament, both days of it. Appreciate them. We'll hear from sponsors. We'll be right back as our doubles team's facing elimination.
So what do you get with Sabine State Bank? Steve Waters and his staff, they know you. They know you by name, and they celebrate the successes when they finance your dreams. But Sabine State Bank is also a fully modern bank with 24-hour online access to your accounts and services ranging from teller services to some of banking's more complicated things. Looking for a place to grow? It's Sabine State Bank. Texas Glacier is proud to partner with Center Rough Rider Tennis because if you're playing tennis, you're working up a thirst. And with thirst, you can't beat Texas Glacier. How about their 8-step filtering and reverse osmosis process for their water, or their clean and clear package ice, or their Squincher sports drink? Texas Glacier and Rough Rider Tennis.
Hi, are you tired of the high cost of medical care? Tired of insurance that doesn't want to do anything for you? Don't have any insurance? I'm Sharon Nelson, a family nurse practitioner. I see patients of all ages for very low cash prices. For physicals, illnesses, labs, refills of medications, chronic disease management, male and female exams, suturing, joint injections, minor surgeries. Come see me, Sharon Nelson at Nelson Family Practice, 420 Tennaha Street, across from the Dairy Queen and Center. Se habla un poquito español.
All right, we're back. Hall and Cockrell hanging on by a fingernail, Lock or Wallington. So they're underway, right?
Yeah, they lost the first point, just a well played, but the second point, as Salina serves to Sayre, it is a good serve. Sayre limps the return back, and Van Zant makes him pay at the net. So we're 2 points away from elimination. Good serve, good defensive return, but yeah. The defensive return went to Van Zant up front. Van Zant doesn't really have a whole lot on her shot, but Reese gets to it, and she can't do much either, and Van Zant puts it away. It's triple championship point, and the first serve is long. It's Sayre. There's the serve, backhand to the server. Sayre back. Oh, it's short. Van Zant has a chance to put it away. Reese gets your racket on it, but it doesn't make it back to the net, and Vernett's going to sweep them. 6-0, 6-0, Mr. Shires.
Well, doggone.
Yeah, doggone it. We will visit with them, although it will not be for a while because we're going to want to switch gears to the singles game. But, yeah, their quest to finally beat Burnett does not end well. In fact, I don't think they have in the past lost like that.
Yeah, this was a mental. I think this was a mental thing.
Yeah, we didn't get off to a good start, so never really got going. It's kind of, I think, what happened there. Okay, I'm looking for a good place to. Sorry, Mama. Sorry, Dad. We'll get there. I'm looking for a place to. That's true. This is something I just heard Mr. Cockrell say. No, Mr. Hall say. He said, we'll just do it the long way now, which means that if things go right, they'll have a chance at a playback. That is true. They're not out of a tournament. They might be, but they might not be. All right, let's hear from another couple of sponsors, and then we'll come and join the singles match with Jalen already in its second set. We'll be right back.
Does the windshield of your car have any damage of any kind? Do any of your home's windows need repairing? Whether it's a scratch or a crack, the people at Center Glass want you to know that they are the people to call for these problems. Go to Center Glass for your glass repair needs of all kinds.
Bulletin, bulletin, bulletin. The best in insurance coverage, Bounds Insurance and Center, is now a part of the Rough Rider athletic family, proudly carrying Rough Rider tennis and providing insurance coverage for East Texas for over 50 years. Bounds Insurance says go Center Tennis and go Sarah.
So what do you get with Sabine State Bank? Well, Steve Waters and his staff, they know you. They know you by name. And they celebrate the successes when they finance your dreams. But Sabine State Bank is also a fully modern bank with 24-hour online access to your accounts and services ranging from teller services to some of banking's more complicated things. Looking for a place to grow? It's Sabine State Bank.
Second, everybody, welcome back. We're switching over now to the singles match where Jalen Postel won the first set 6-4, and then we focused on the ladies doubles. And Chris Wallington, do we have an update in the set and the game count in the second set?
It's 2-0. Well, as we come back, the game just ended, so they're going to switch sets, and I think it's 3-0. I think Jalen is really taking command in the second set. Yeah. Right now, the game count is on the scoreboard. It's an unusual looking 2-0. You don't usually get an even number because they usually change the scoreboard on switchover. So they've switched over, and now Jalen's moving to the score. So I'm watching her move to the scoreboard, and we'll see what she does. I think it's going to move up to 3, and that's what it is. She won the first one 6-3, 6-4, and now she's up 3-0 in the second set.
It sounds like she turned it on there at the end of that first set.
And there is it's a switch in tennis that you may recall hitting when you're playing defensive tennis. And for me, nothing goes exactly right. I mean, I hit some good shots, but I hit a lot of bad ones. They go just a little too far out of bounds. They hit the net.
Yeah.
And it's hard to commit to the shot when the person that you're playing is not hitting much pace to you.
Yeah.
And so that backboard style, Jalen was struggling with. She won more than she lost, but at some point in that first set, she decided she found it, and she hasn't lost it since.
Yeah, you overwhelm it. So me and my partner were not backboard players. we did not have the skill set. We didn't have the skills for that. We were extremely aggressive, serve and volleyers, and hope to athletically overwhelm our opponents.
Yeah, you either shock and awe or shock and electrocute yourself.
Yes, and that's what would normally happen about this time in the tournament is that there was a lot of shock, but it was but because then you get some guys that are aggressive but also have the skills. But yeah, so what you can't do is you can't make mistakes, right? You can't, because that's what that person is. They're patient. They're just going to return it, and they're going to make you make the mistakes. But
so
if you execute your plan,
she's on the court, and she just lost her first point of her service game, serving to go up 4-0. But before we turn our attention entirely to Jalen, a little touch of Wiggins Farms post game with the doubles.
Yeah, it's not over for them.
It's right. It's not over, and it makes tennis a strange thing. Yesterday it was so fun when I told Brett that there were no officials.
Right. He's like, what?
Said, what? You've got to be kidding. And I said, yeah, this is regional, man. This is the playoffs, and there are no officials. But the second weird thing is this whole playback system. And this is the last year of that system. Next year they will not do this. They will three teams will go to state like in every other event, and they'll just adjust the brackets. But so how did you put it, Shires? If Burnett wins the championship,
the idea is right. The idea is you want the two best teams to go forward. So, right, if you have so you have 4 teams in the semifinals, and 2 play and get to the championship. You have 2 winners, right? And so the team that beats you, if they win the championship, right, then you get a shot because the team that lost to them in the finals may not be as good as you. So UIL gives you a chance to be able to figure out who the true second place team is, right? By playing the winner of the winner of the. I'm sorry, the loser of the team of the loser, right? If the other team, if the team on the other side of the bracket beats the team that beat you, there's no playback because the team that beat you goes in the second spot. But if the team that beat us, Burnett, if they beat the other team in the finals, then we get a shot at them.
So the way I have it, strangely, we are now big fans of Burnett.
Yeah, we are huge fans of Burnett.
Yes, they got it. Yes.
So for one match, we're fans of Burnett.
We got to have a playback.
Got that not from the horse's mouths, but from the experts' mouths, the parents themselves.
They have a vested interest.
Yeah, and Dad could not bring himself to say they were Burnett fans. But yes, we will root for them for one match. Yeah. Okay, now let's turn our attention to Jalen Postel.
And what's the score in the game?
I lost track of that because I went to talk to the parents, but it must be deuce and either add in or out because they've been playing a long time. She's serving to the ad court, and I don't know who's ahead, but it's only by 1 point. And her first serve was a little wide, so here's second serve in game 4 of the second set. Hits the net. Oh, but it was a let that first time. So the second serve now underway. Trading backhands. Jalen's is pretty hard, and the Taylor girls pretty soft. Jalen gets to come up to the net though. Beautiful cut shot from Juliana. Wow. Jalen did everything right. She had a weak shot, came to the net, hit a beautiful cross court to Juliana's forehand. She lunged and hit a beautiful lob that landed in the corner, and Jalen couldn't get there. So it was a defensive play, but it was a brilliant one. And so Juliana from Taylor wins her first game in the set. It's now Jalen 3-1 as Juliana serves. First serve's good, and Jalen's return is deep. So a little bit now that we're turning our attention to Jalen, she's having her first stutter of the second set. 15 love for Juliana Gonzalez from Taylor, the Fighting Ducks. Second serve, just a pity pat. It's a badminton serve, but not much that Jalen can do. So I didn't want to say anything for a second because the ball came right to where I was sitting. I didn't want to spook Juliana as she was going to get it, but the way that point just played out was Jalen got one shot with very little pace. And when Taylor hit the second one back, Jalen totally passed her on the right-hand corner for a great winner. Now we are at 15 all. They're trading forehands, have been, and uncharacteristically, Juliana's is a little bit deep, so an unforced error. And it's Jalen up 15-30. Oh, it's a little tiny second serve, just a badminton serve, and Jalen walks up to it and drop shots it over into the left-hand corner, and Taylor can't quite get there. Juliana can't quite make it. So it is now double break point for Jalen to try and go 4-1.
We used to always say, when you get one of those serves, you got to punish it one way or the other.
You can punish it with lots of love. That's what she did. Second serve, big forehand. Jalen comes to the net, crosses back over with the backhand, and leaves Taylor just a winner. She couldn't get to it. So Jalen is aggressive. Now, she's missed a couple, but she's aggressive, and she's taking it to Juliana, which I think you have to do with a player like that. Like you said, shock and awe, and she wins. And the next game with only 15, with 1 point from Juliana. So it's 4-1 in the second. And getting close to go into the finals for Jalen Postel. Let's hear from our folks, our friends at Wayne Christian and Associates, and we'll be back hopefully to wrap this one up.
Does the national financial situation confuse you? What about your own? Wayne Christian Financial Services is where you turn. Wayne has spent a career answering these questions for clients, and his daughter, Eliza Christian Furman, does the same thing now. Join Wayne Christian's team at Wayne Christian Financial.
Hi, are you tired of the high cost of medical care? Tired of insurance that doesn't want to do anything for you? Don't have any insurance? I'm Sharon Nelson, a family nurse practitioner. I see patients of all ages for very low cash prices. For physicals, illnesses, labs, refills of medications, chronic disease management, male and female exams, suturing, joint injections, minor surgeries. Come see me, Sharon Nelson at Nelson Family Practice, 420 Tennaha Street, across from the Dairy Queen and Center. Se habla un poquito español.
All right, we're back. Chris Watkins, what's going on down there?
It's the regional meet brought to you by Sabine State Bank. Appreciate them making this possible. Jalen wins the first point of up 4-1. Now second serve, and Juliana comes up to the net. Here comes the aggressor, and Jalen makes her pay. What a good forehand! And all the Taylor girl can do is lunge for it at the net, and that there's rarely anything good happens there. So it's 30 love.
Right, Jalen's got her now. We know Jalen's got her because now she's doing something that she's not comfortable doing.
She'd rather not do. That's right. First serve goes into the net. Here we go. Second serve to the backhand. Little cut backhand, and it goes out of bounds. An unforced error. I think Juliana, her body language, it's kind of the same body language that Sayer and Reese were exhibiting. And I don't know. I'll when we have a chance to talk to Coach, I'm be interested to ask him if Burnett is the number one seed, if they're expected to win or not. First serve on the 40 love point is no good. The second one is, and Juliana just doesn't even move. She kind of bends over and cuts the shot, and it goes into the net. And I watched her yesterday. She was playing in the next door to Jalen yesterday, and I was impressed with her mechanics. But she nets that one, and it's an easy win, 5-1. Now Juliana's serving to try to stay in the match. Juliana's down 1-5. Second serve to Jalen. Jalen has a good pace on her forehand. Big backhand. She's at the net. But she has to play it off the bounce. It gives Taylor a chance to go into the net. They're trading shots at the net, back and forth, and it ends up with Juliana netting hers. I mean, that's rare that you see that many shots at the net that come back over the net.
Yeah, in a singles match, at least.
Yeah, that's right. Entertaining point, but Jalen's able to win it. Okay, there we go. Little cut serve, and it's effective. Jalen goes up to take advantage of it. and had a big forehand into the net. It's 15 all. Taking her time on this first serve. It's hits the tape and goes over, but her toss, Shires, is, I was noticing yesterday, is not a real big toss, but this one barely gets over her head now, which I think is part, just kind of disappointment. But she gets it over. Jalen gets it back. Backhand from Juliana to Jalen's forehand. Forehand back to Taylor. She makes her stretch for it. Taylor gets to it, and Jalen has a chance to put it away. Now, from where I'm sitting, I couldn't tell if Jalen's shot was in or out. I'm going to assume it was out because I think that would have ended the game if it hadn't been. First serve is in. Jalen to the backhand of Juliana. Juliana to Jalen's forehand. Jalen gets across, comes to the net. Taylor puts it up. It's an easy one. Oh, Jalen had a chance to put that one away without a lot of stress, but he puts it in the net instead. Oh, unforced error there.
Is that 30-30 or 40-15?
I think it's now 30-30. I think we've evened it up. First serve, good angle, but a little bit too much. Here comes the second serve. It's in. Little cut drop shot from Jalen. Makes Juliana reach for it, and she can't get to it. If Juliana from Taylor has to get her racket in front of her and hit the ball up, that's tough for her because she likes to cut everything.
Right.
And part of the cut action is it goes down, and that has made her pay several times. So here it is, I think, championship point. Taylor gets it over to Jalen. Jalen gets it back. And Taylor, unforced error. That was not championship point because even though Jalen wins the point, they're still playing. So it's got to be deuce now, Shires, because they're serving to the deuce court. Good first serve. Careful backhand from Jalen. Forehand by Taylor right to Jalen. And Jalen doesn't hit a big shot. It's just perfectly placed right in the corner, and Juliana just watches it hit. Add out championship break point or match break point for Jalen. Back and forth. Jalen comes into the net. The long forehand. It goes over. Jalen puts it away. And there should be some applause from the audience because we just had the game over, but no one applauded because I don't think anyone knew it was over. I did. And Shires, she won it just the way she ought to, with coming to the net and putting it away in the far right-hand corner. That's with emphasis, with punctuation. We are going to say thank you again to Sabine State Bank for bringing us this tournament, and we're going to hear from our playoff sponsors that have brought playoff softball last night that you did and Larry did in baseball, and playoff tennis as well. That's Portacool, Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and Tammy Steptoe. We'll hear from them, and we'll be right back to have a little dose of Wiggins Farms postgame report.
Your Wellington Shires Pierce playoff sponsors include Wayne Christian Financial Services, plan with the professionals, Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Portacool, when cool counts, and Tammy Steptoe Realty, where realty meets reality. So what do you get with Sabine State Bank? Well, Steve Waters and his staff, they know you. They know you by name, and they celebrate the successes when they finance your dreams. But Sabine State Bank is also a fully modern bank with 24-hour online access to your accounts and services ranging from teller services to some of banking's more complicated things. Looking for a place to grow? It's Sabine State Bank. Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with best of Nacogdoches and best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters.
Matthews Realty, going above and beyond is what's expected. This is agency owner Colin Matthews. Our team of seasoned real estate professionals believe in giving their clients an advantage in any real estate transaction. Matthews Realty has a reputation of highly personalized service. Matter of fact, it's our #1 priority. From commercial and residential properties, poultry farms to beach rentals, our team works hard so you don't have to.
Call Matthews Realty at 598-7800 or visit MatthewsRealty.com.
All right, everybody,
we
welcome
got
back.
Coach.
It's the Wiggins Family Farms post-game wrap-up or post-match wrap-up, and we have caught Coach. I know he's got a lot of stuff to do, but let's get a couple words from him with Chris Wallington.
Thank you. Well, we were just talking about the doubles match, and you're right. They put us on the defensive.
Yes, that Burnett team, they're a strong team. They deserved the win the way they played. They kept the heat on us from the first point to the last point, and so we just have to regroup. We'll play either China Spring or Bullard, and I'm assuming that whoever wins will play Burnett. Whoever loses is who we'll play. We take care of our business there, then we'll get a chance to play for a playback to finish second.
Well, that's right. You still have to take care of the third place round, don't you?
Correct. Yeah. Correct. So it's just a matter of getting the girls regrouped. We've played Bullard this year. We haven't played China Spring, and I think the girls will be fine. It's just a matter of regrouping emotionally a little bit because there was a letdown.
Meanwhile, Jalen turned it on somewhere in the late first set and never looked back.
She did. She actually got off to a really good start, a hot start, the way we expected and the way we talked about having a game plan out there. Got a little bit sloppy after that. Let the girl back in the first set, but then she rattled off, I think, 4 straight games and never looked back. Kind of like the girls' doubles yesterday.
Yeah, very similar to that. I almost said that. You stole my line. All right, Coach. Well, we'll visit with you more. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
That's right. Shires, we kind of missed a step there. There's still a
we have to win the
place
one
game.
Yeah.
You have to earn the right to have the playback. So that is weird because in every other event in the world, if you go to the third place match, that's the one everybody's most interested in because that's the one that's the elimination match. Well, in tennis, that's not exactly true, is it? I mean, you have to win it and then hope for luck.
Well, you stave off elimination. I mean, you can. It's an elimination match for sure, but if you survive elimination, you got to do another one.
Let's hear from JBA Financial, who brought us Coach Talk. And when I come back, I have Jalen Postel. We'll be right back.
Oh, very good.
Life is all about planning, and JBA Financial Services is here to help you with your financial future. Call or come by today to set up a consultation and discover what it's like to deal with the experts when it comes to investing for retirement or quality life and health insurance products. John Black, Jason Locke, and Michael Black are your experienced JBA Financial Services representatives, helping you to make the right choice for over 30 years, right here at home. JBA Financial Services, working to secure your family's future.
Wiggins Farms. They call them the watermelon family, but the product from their farm when the melon's just a baby, all the way through to the harvest, to your table. It's the juiciest, best melons available. Wiggins Farms, hat not included.
All right, folks, welcome back. This is the Wiggins Family Farm post-match wrap-up, and Chris Wallington has the victor, Jalen Postel, who will move on to the final round here. So, Chris Wallington, take it away.
Jalen, talk me through how that match went the way you felt it. It looked to me like you got off to a good start, maybe a little jitter, and then finished like on fire.
Yeah, I think that first set I just had to get all my nervous jitters out. It ended up being 6-4, which it shouldn't have been that close, but she wasn't bad. She just hit a lot of slice and could get it back. But
she's a slicey backboard.
Yes, very. But as long as I was just aggressive, and I was fine. Because for the most of the games that she got is when I was beating myself, just silly mistakes. but I say I did pretty good, and I finished well, and I feel pretty confident about it.
And the way you handle, Shires and I were talking about, the way you handle it is aggressive confidence.
Yes.
But backboards with spin, it's hard to do that because there's not a lot of pace there for you to be aggressive and confident. How did you find that gear? Do you have any idea?
Basically, I just waited until I found my moment. I'd move around, but then as soon as I got into a position where I knew I could just whip it, I did. And I got it in most of the time.
So when will the next round be ish? I mean, I know you don't know exactly.
About an hour.
About an hour. Okay. Well, that means we got to get going because it's going to take us an hour to get ready to do the next round. So, Jalen, thank you and congratulations. We look forward to bringing the finals.
All right, thank you.
There you go, Shires. That's kind of our marching orders. We'll before we have the final ads and close up the Wiggins Farms post-game show, need to definitely hear from them. What was your DQ shot of the game? I know you're not here, but did one stick out in your head?
Well, the two things on the doubles match would not be in our favor. That's when you made that call kind of midway through the match when the Burnett team was able to zing one down the alley. And like I said, if you can hit that on a regular basis, congratulations, because that just demonstrates the skill. And here, I'm going to say when Postel forced Gonzalez to get out of her game and drew her up to the net, that's when we knew it was over. Right, that's when we knew the match was over. Because
I can't think of a single, a turning point, single point where that happened. But yeah, I agree with you.
It was while we were still focusing on the ladies, right? When Postel grabbed the match by the throat and wouldn't let it go.
I am moving over to see the score between the two teams that, it's close. In the second set, they just tied at 6. So I'm not really sure which team is green and which team is yellow, but one of them has won the first set, and in the second set they are tied at 6. So this is a very good game, a very good match here on the other. Obviously, Burnett is going to be the favorite to win because they decimated Center 6-0, and Center has played Bullard and beaten them this year, and this match is very close. So, what is that, associative property?
Yes.
I'm kind of making some judgments, and that may or may not be true, but that's the way it stands here. So we'll go ahead and hear from our remaining post-game sponsors, including Dairy Queen, that brings us our shot of the match. And then, Shires, I'm just going to leave it to you. And I know you've got some stuff to do before we are able to concentrate on the next round of tennis.
Yeah, just like we talked about before, we're going to have Game 3 in Carthage at 2 p.m. I'm going to stay here in the blimp, but I do have to take the blimp up and drop off some equipment to Larry Pierce in the meantime. Should be able to kick it into hyperdrive and get there and get back in time for the coverage of this. But that's going to be on the NFHS network. Shelbyville won the first game 3-2. Then last night, Timpson came back with a vengeance and won 8-1. So there's going to have a rubber match there. That's to get to the regional, I believe, the regional finals in ladies softball. So it's a good match there. But we're going to hear from the Dairy Queen. We'll hear from Wiggins Family Farms, and then we'll close this show out, and we will have the regional tournament final round for Jalen Postel, and hopefully about an hour from now. So we'll be right back right after that. This is Watlington and Shires on the Watlington Shires Pierce Productions on Net SN.
Father, for lunch today, I would like a salad.
Father, for lunch, I'd like one of those American cheeseburgers.
I'm a vegetarian.
Cheeseburger. That's what I need. Ice cream. Oh, when everyone in your family thinks they're royalty, take them someplace where they could all get something good. Dairy Queen.
Wiggins Farms. You know, they call them the watermelon family, but the product from their farm when the melon's just a baby, all the way through to the harvest to your table. It's the juiciest, best melons available. Wiggins Farms, hat not included. Three-point shot.
It's a towering shot, baby.
Red Horse takes it to the house. This has been a presentation of the Rough Rider broadcast team, brought to you by Watlington and Shires Productions.